So when you know the journal entry properly, your double column is very easy. Just you have to record the rough journal entry and immediately transfer. Now your 20th transaction is written outward to Kunal Traders. So when we return once again back, if we purchase, correct? So it is purchase return. While reading the problem itself, so we shall write roughly so that it will be easy for you to record the entries in your machinery account and depreciation account. Hello everyone, I am Harshita, lecturer, Department of Commerce, Vidhyaashram PU College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. My dear students, today we are in the third session of your model question paper. So I have already told you, I have divided your model question paper of your first PUC, that is of 2023-24 into 3 sessions. So, and already we have discussed 2 sessions and today we are in the third session. And today we are going to discuss about what are the questions they have asked in your model question paper. So let us quickly begin the session. So today I am going to discuss about your last section, that is section D. So in your first session we have learnt about section A as well as section B. In your second session we have discussed about section C, that is 6 marks question. In today's session I am going to discuss section D, that is all your 12 marks question. So suppose if you see our question paper, that is for 12 marks, they'll ask you 6 questions where you are going to answer only 3 questions. So there are a lot of options here. So out of 6 questions, you are going to answer only 3 questions. Now in your model question paper, let us see what are the questions they have asked as per the blueprint for 12 marks. Now moving on to the 7th main. So your section D is of 7th main. Answer any 3 questions. Each question carries 12 marks. So the total weightage of this section is 36 marks. That is 3 into 12, 36 marks. So out of 6 questions, you have to answer any 3 questions. So 6 questions will be asked where you are going to answer any 3 questions. Now let us quickly begin. So we shall see what is the 27th question they have asked in your model question paper. Journalizing the following transactions in the books of Sri Raju. So they have given certain transactions where we have to write the journal entries. Always in our section D, your first question will be on journal entry. That is your 27th question. Now let us see. So 2023 January 1st commenced business with cash rupees 40,000. January 5th bought goods from Ravi rupees 10,000. January 8th sold goods to Vinayak rupees 15,000. January 10th returned goods to Ravi rupees 300. January 12th Vinayak returned goods to us rupees 300. January 15th paid Ravi rupees 5,000 by cash and the balance through check. January 22nd received check from Vinayak rupees 10,000 and the balance received by cash. January 27th withdrawn cash of rupees 1,000 and goods worth rupees 500 for domestic use, which means that drawings. Next, January 30th paid for printing charges rupees 500. They have given us certain transactions where we have to record the journal entries. Now let us see the solution for this. Now you will write the heading journal entries in the books of Raju. Okay, so you have to write the heading by mentioning the name of the person what they have given. So you know the format of journal: date, particulars, ledger folio, debit rupees and credit rupees. Now quickly we shall begin the journal entries, and there are certain rules while writing your journal entry. I'll tell while writing the transactions. Okay, so while explaining the transactions, I'll let you know what are the rules you have to follow while writing the journal entries. Now coming to your first transaction, January 1st, commenced business with cash. So what is the journal entry? Cash account data to capital account. So how do you write? You will write the date 1/1/2023, cash account data. So DR you have to write in the end of the particulars column. Leave some space here. To capital account, T should be in capital, to capital account in the bracket. So whatever you have in this bracket, it is called as narration. So what do you mean by narration? Narration is a brief explanation for the journal entry. So if you just write the journal entry, so after a few months, you will forget why you have recorded that journal entry. So this narration can be in your own words, which explains that why this journal entry you have recorded. So what do you mean by narration? Narration is a brief explanation about journal entry. So how do you write? Being commenced business with cash. Next, you will draw line only to the particulars column. No need to draw columns for date as well as your amount column, because your journal entry continues. You will draw column only or draw line only to the particulars column. So hope you are clear. So first entry is cash account data to capital account. Coming to the second one, bought goods from Ravi, which means that we have purchased goods. Goods comes in. So while goods comes in, you will not use the word goods there. You will record it as purchaser's account. And they have mentioned the word Ravi here, which means that goods is purchased on credit. So your entry is purchaser's account data to Ravi's account. You will write the amount. So 5/1/2023 purchaser's account data to Ravi's account, being goods purchased from Ravi on credit. Now while writing the amount also, there are certain rules. You will write the amount in the debit side. This is dash, and here it is dash in the credit side. Then that is in the debit side. Then in the credit side you will write the amount, which means that your purchaser's account is debited with 10,000 and to Ravi's account is credited with 10,000. In the same way, for every entries you have to follow the same. Next, draw a line in the particulars column. Now moving on to the next transaction, Jan 8th, sold goods to Vinayak. Here we are selling goods to Vinayak. Vinayak is the one who is receiving the goods. So what is the entry? Vinayak's account data to sales account. So amount is 15,000. So 8/1/2023 Vinayak's account data to sales account, being goods sold to Vinayak on credit. So while recording or identifying the transaction, whether it is credit or on cash. So how to identify? If they don't mention the word cash there, it is understood that the goods purchased or sold on credit basis. Okay, so you have to be careful there. Then you will write the amount 15,000 each. So you will draw the line in the particulars column. Next is 10th, return goods to Ravi. So we are returning goods to Ravi. Ravi is the one who is receiving the goods. Ravi's account data to. So already what we have done? So we have purchased from Ravi, correct? So we have purchased from Ravi. Now we are returning it back to Ravi. So Ravi's account data to purchase returns account. When we purchase and return it back, it is purchase return. So let's see the entry here. 10/1/2023 Ravi's account data to purchase return account, being goods returned to Ravi. And you will write the amount what they have given, that is 300. Next is, so we are done with this. January 12th, Vinayak returned goods to us. So already what we have done with Vinayak, we have sold goods. Now we are returning it back. So he is returning us back. So it is sales return. So what is the entry? Sales returns account data to Vinayak's account. So your entry is sales returns account data to Vinayak's account, being Vinayak returned goods to us. You will write the amount 300 rupees. Now coming to the next one, that is Jan 15th, paid Ravi rupees 5,000 by cash and the balance through check. So we have to pay Ravi how much? Because we have purchased goods from him on credit basis. So how much amount to be paid? That is 10,000, correct? So how much amount bought goods from Ravi is 10,000. Out of 10,000, we have returned goods worth rupees 300. Then what they have told? Now paid Ravi 5,000. So how much we had to pay? That is 10,000 minus 300, that is 9,700 we had to pay, out of which 5,000 we paid through cash. And remaining they are telling that we are paying through check. So how much we have to pay then? 4,700 is paid through check. So 5,000 is paid through cash and 4,700 is through check. So let us see the entry. So paid Ravi. So your entry will be Ravi's account data to cash account to bank account. So Jan 15th, Ravi's account data, that is 9,700 we had to pay. So if you see here, how much we had to pay? 9,700. Out of 9,700, 5,000 paid through cash and remaining 4,700 we paid through check. So your entry is Ravi's account data 9,700 to cash account 5,000 we paid through cash to bank account. So check, wherever check is being used, we will record or we will transfer to bank account. So to bank account 4,700. Narration being amount paid to Ravi by cash and check. So your narration can be in your own words. Okay. Next, coming to the 22nd one, received check from Vinayak rupees 10,000 and the balance by cash. Now let us see how much we had to receive from Vinayak. So Vinayak, we sold goods worth rupees 15,000, out of which Vinayak returned us goods. How much he has returned? 300. So which means that 14,700. So we had to receive. Okay, so out of which how much we have received? Received check from Vinayak. So check we have received how much? 10,000. And they have told that and the balance have to be received in cash. So 14,700 we had to receive, out of which 10,000 we have received in the form of check. Remaining how much? Cash is 4,700. So 14,700 we had to receive. So 15,000 we had to receive, where 300 we returned the goods. Then 14,700 we had to receive from Vinayak, where Vinayak paid 10,000 in the form of check and remaining 4,700 in the form of cash. So what is the entry? So we have received check from Vinayak. So your entry will be bank account data, cash account data to Vinayak's account. So let's see the entry. 22/1/23 bank account data 10,000 because we have received in the form of check, cash account data 4,700 to Vinayak's account, that is 14,700 being amount received from Vinayak. Now you might be having a confusion. Suppose if the check is deposited on the same day, then it is understood that we have to debit into bank account. Suppose if the check is not entered or deposited on the same day, then it is assumed that we have received in terms of cash. Okay, so here, but they have not mentioned, so I have segregated into whatever the amount which is received in the form of check, I have transferred into bank account, and the amount which is received in the form of cash, I have transferred into cash account. Suppose if the check is deposited on the same day, then you can write it as cash account data to Vinayak's account, where you can combine, that is 14,700. So cash account data to Vinayak's account 14,700 on both the side. Okay, or else you can write like this also. Okay, so this is about your 22nd transaction. Next is 27th one, withdrawn cash of rupees 1,000 and goods worth rupees 500 for domestic use. So domestic use means what? It is personal use. So what? They have withdrawn cash as well as goods. So what is your entry? Drawings account data to cash account to goods account or to purchasers account. So here goods has been withdrawn, so you will transfer to purchasers account. So how much cash they have withdrawn? 1,000 and goods worth rupees 500. So your entry will be 27th drawings account data, so 1,500 to cash account, cash withdrawn is 1,000, so to cash account 1,000 and to purchasers account for goods withdrawn. So to purchasers account, it is 500. Narration being cash and goods withdrawn for domestic use. Now coming to your last transaction, paid for printing charges. Printing charges is an expense. So your golden rules tells us debit all expenses and losses. So when you pay printing charges, your entry will be printing charges account data to cash goes out from the business. So you will credit cash to cash account. So January 30th paid for printing charges. Your entry is printing charges account data to cash account. Amount is 500. So 30th 123 printing charges account data to cash account 500 each. Narration being cash paid for printing charges. So hope you are clear about first 12 marks problem, that is on journal entries. Coming to the next question, that is 28th one. So this is a problem on double column cash book. Record the following transactions in double column cash book and balance it. So when you know the journal entry properly, your double column is very easy. Just you have to record the rough journal entry and immediately transfer. Okay, so we shall start the transactions. They have given the date, particulars and amount. So your first transaction, April 1st, cash balance and bank balance they have given. So this is a opening balance. So this is a opening balance. So how do you write? To balance brought down. Suppose if it is bank overdraft, then it is by balance brought down and you will write the amount in the bank column. But since it is both are favorable balance, so cash balance and bank balance, so we'll start with the debit side. So as and when we go through the transaction, immediately we shall see how we have recorded in a double column cash book. So let us see the solution as well as your format. So double column cash book will write the heading and the format as you will have debit as well as credit side. In the debit side, date, particulars, ledger folio, cash and bank. Or why it is called as double column cash book? Because we have two columns, cash column and bank column. That is two amount column, bank as well as cash. In the same way, in the credit side, date, particulars, ledger folio, cash and bank. So in your particulars, so this is your expenses. Okay, so expenses or losses, and this in the credit side will be revenue or gain. Okay, so you can write the format in other way also, date, expenses or losses, ledger folio, cash, bank, date, that is revenue or gain, ledger folio, cash and bank. So we shall start with cash balance and bank balance they have given. So you have to write 1/4/2023 to balance brought down. The amount of cash has to be written in the cash column. The amount of bank has to be written in the bank column. It is 15,000 and 2,20,000. Coming to the next one, insurance premium paid by check. So what is the entry? Insurance premium account data to bank account. So this is a journal entry. So when you write the journal entry, it will be easy for you to transfer. So how do you write? So we are preparing double column cash book where in each and every journal entry we have to strike out cash as well as bank. Okay, so I am going to strike out bank here because in this entry we have bank. So remaining is what? Insurance premium. So how do you write? By insurance premium. So 2/4/2020 by insurance premium. What I have strike out? Bank. So you'll write the amount in the bank column 6,000. Okay. Next one. April 4th issued a check for goods purchased. So what is the entry? Goods purchased. So your entry is purchasers account data to bank account. So we have purchased goods by check. So purchasers account data to bank account. I'll strike out bank account. Remaining is what? By purchasers. But you have to write the amount in the bank column because I have strike out bank. So 4/4/2023 by purchasers account. That is, write the amount in the bank column, 28,000. Next one, April 5th, sold goods and received check from Rahul. So, sold goods and received a check. Now, here you have to be careful in double column cash book. We have sold goods and received a check. But the check is not deposited on the same day. So, your entry is what? Sold goods and received check from Rahul. So, how do you write your fifth entry? That is 5/4/2023 to sales account. We have received a check, but you will not write in the bank column. So, because it is not deposited on the same day. So, when we receive a check and it is not deposited on the same day, you have to assume that we have received so much amount of cash. Okay. So, to sales and you will write the amount in the cash column. Hope you are clear about it. Suppose if they have given received check and deposited on the same day, then you had to write the amount in the bank column. Okay. Now coming to the next one, April 8th, sold goods to Mohan and the amount get transferred to the bank account. Now we have sold goods to Mohan and we have received a check and that has been transferred to bank account. Now you have to write the amount in the bank column. So how do you write? April 8th to sales account. Since it has been transferred to bank account, write the amount in the bank column. Next one, paid rent by check. So what is the entry? Rent account data to bank account. So rent account data to bank account. So how do you write? I am going to strike out bank now. Remaining is what? By rent. So by rent amount to be written in the bank column. Next one, paid wages. So here they have not told whether it is paid wages by cash or check. But it is understood if they have not given anything, it is paid by cash. So your entry is wages account data to cash account. So I am going to strike out cash here because we are preparing two column cash book where there are cash as well as bank column. So I am going to strike out cash. Remaining is what? By wages. But the amount to be written in the cash column. So by wages, 11/4 by wages and the amount to be written in the cash column. Next. April 13th, bought goods from Amit on credit. Now, here there is a important thing you have to note here. We have purchased or we have bought goods from Amit on credit. But whether the credit transactions can be recorded in the cash book? No. Only cash transaction has to be recorded, for which you have to write a note. So it is not recorded in your double column cash book because it is a credit transaction. They have mentioned the word credit here. Okay, either it has to be purchased through cash or through check, or whether the goods has to be sold to cash or through check. So for which we shall prepare a note later. Next, April 15 sold goods to Mamata and received a check. Now we are selling goods to Mamata and we have received a check. So while receiving, so what you have to do, you have to see whether it is been deposited on the same day or not. So what is the entry for this? April 15th. It is 15th, 2 sales. Since we have received a check and it is not deposited on the same day, you have to write the amount in the cash column. So this you have to be careful in your double column cash book. So here also and here also. We have sold goods and we have received check, but you will not write in the bank column only because the check has been not deposited on the same day. So if it is deposited, then you would have written in the bank column. So here, since we have not deposited, so you have to write in the cash column itself. That is about your April 15th. Next, April 20th, now we are depositing Mamata's check. So Mamata's check deposited into bank. So what is the entry? Now this is a contra entry. So we are having check and we are depositing into bank. So your entry is bank account data to cash account. So this is a contra entry. What is contra entry? Single journal entry. When you are writing a entry on both the sides of your double column cash book, it is called as what? Contra entry, which is denoted by the letter C. So that C has to be written in the ledger folio column. Now how do you write when bank and cash account have come together in one journal entry? You will write it as by bank account to cash account. Now see the transaction here, 20th 4 by bank account, but you will write the amount in the cash column. Okay, and indicate by the letter C, which means that it is a contra entry. In the same day, on the other side, you have to record 20th 4 to cash account, by bank account to cash account, indicate by the letter C, contra entry. When it is to cash account, you will write the amount in the bank column. Okay, so by bank, you will write the amount in the cash column. To cash, you will write the amount in the bank column and indicate by the letter C, which means that it is a contra entry, and this entry carries 2 marks. Okay, so you have to be careful. On both the sides, you have to record the entries. So hope you are clear about contra entry. Now coming to the next one. So Mamata's check deposited into bank, we are done it. Next, April 20th, paid to Amit by check. So what is the entry? Amit's account data to bank account. Amit's account data to bank account, strike out bank account, remaining is what? By Amit. So 30th 4, that is 28th 4, by Amit's account, we'll write the amount in the bank column. So hope you are clear about your double column cash book. When you know the journal entries properly, you can write easily all the entries in your double column cash book, and be careful with the contra entries. Contra entries comes under only 2 situations: when the amount is deposited into bank or when the amount is withdrawn from the bank. Okay, so only in that situation you will have the contra entry, and that too, when the amount is withdrawn from the bank, it should not be for personal use or domestic use. If it is for personal or domestic use, of course we know that is drawings. It should be for official use only. So that is about your contra entry. And one more thing you have to remember under double column cash book is, when you receive a check and the check is not deposited on the same day, it is assumed that we have received so much amount of cash. If it is deposited, then you can write in the bank column. If it is not deposited, you have to write in the cash column. After this, you will balance both the side. If you balance both the side of your double column cash book, so in your debit side it is 90,000 of your cash column, credit side it is 3,12,000. So, but here it is less, so you will get a balancing figure of 30,500 and 2,01,000. Hope you know how to balance your double column cash book. You will add both the sides. First, take only cash column, write the amount in the debit side, and take only the cash column of your credit side. So, compare both the amount, which one is greater, that you will write both the sides minus the smaller amount, so that you will get the balancing figure. So the balancing figure need not be only in the debit side or only in the credit side. It can be either in debit or credit side also. Okay, so hope you are clear about it. So this is how you will balance. Once if you balance if you are done the balance carried down, you have to bring down the balance to balance brought down with the same amount what you have carried down here. Okay, so 30,500 and 2,01,000. Now the transactions what you have not recorded on April 13th. So for which you have to write a note why we have not recorded in your double column cash book. So why we have not recorded? Because it is a credit transaction. So 13.4 transaction is not appear in the cash book because it is a credit transaction. So hope you are clear about double column cash book. Yes, moving on to the next problem. 29th problem. So I have told you from your recording of transactions 2, so there are more weightage from this chapter. Almost 39 marks comes from your recording of transactions 2. There are 2 6 marks question, 2 12 marks question. Now if you see your 12 marks question here, one question they have asked double column cash book, other one they have asked us to prepare relevant subsidiary books. Okay, now go through the problem here. Enter the following transactions in the proper subsidiary books. So we have to prepare. Normally they'll give a question on purchases book, purchase return, sales book, sales return. Very easy problem. Just you have to identify the transactions and you have to know the format. So you can easily solve. Now we shall see the transaction and identify where this transaction has to be recorded. Now goods sold to Sachin. So we are going to record in the sales book. Purchase from Kushal Trader. Purchases book. So sold goods to Manish Trader, sales book. Sachin returned goods. So already what we have done to Sachin, sold. So it is sales return. He is returning us back. So sales return. Return to Kushal Traders. Already what we have done with Kushal, purchased. So we are returning him back. So purchase return. Purchase goods from Kunal Traders and we have trade discount. So it is purchases book. Sold to Sri Chand Brothers, less trade discount. This is sales book. Next, return outward to Kunal Traders. Return outward means what? Sales returns. Now, your 20th transaction is return outward to Kunal Traders. So, when we return once again back, if we purchase, correct? So, it is purchase return. So, or else you can see here. So, what we have done with Kunal Traders, we have purchased goods. Now we are returning it back. So it is purchase return. Bought from Naresh. So this is purchases book. Furniture purchased from Tarun. Now first, before recording the transactions in your subsidiary book, first you have to know what type of transactions you have to record. So we will record only those transactions. It should be credit purchase or credit sales of goods only. If it is any other assets, it comes under journal proper. If it is a cash transaction, then it comes under a separate subsidiary book, that is cash book. Okay. So here they have given furniture purchase from Tarun. It is a credit purchase of asset. So it comes under journal proper. It is also one of the subsidiary book. Next, 29, Chand Brothers returned goods. So already what we have done, so we have sold goods to him. Now he is returning us back, that is sales return. Next, sold goods to Mukesh, sales book. Next, Mukesh returned goods. So already we have sold to him. Now it is sales return. Now already we have identified where the transactions have to be recorded in the relevant subsidiary book. That is, we have purchases book, sales book, purchase return, sales return, and we have to prepare one more transactions, that is one more subsidiary book in your journal proper. Now we shall start with your purchases book. So these in your subsidiary book, just you have to know the format of all the subsidiary books and what are the columns required and what type of transactions you have to record. So in your purchases book, you will record only credit purchase of goods. Okay. So if it is cash purchase, it goes for cash book. If it is any credit purchase of any other asset, then it goes for journal proper. Okay. So let us see the transactions and what are the columns required. So you will start with the date, inward invoice number, and under particulars, we have to write the name of the supplier, ledger folio and amount. Now let us see which are the transactions to be recorded. It becomes easy for us to record here because already we have identified. Now see here, so the first transactions to be recorded is January 4th, purchase from Kushal Traders. So you'll write the date, January 4th, 2023. They have not given inward invoice number, so let it be blank. And the name of the supplier is Kushal Traders. And the amount is 2,480. If there is trade discount, you have to minus. Here in this transaction, there is no trade discount. You will write directly. Now coming to the next one, which is a transaction, yes, January 12th. Okay, so the name of the supplier is Kunal Traders. January 12th, name of the supplier is Kunal Traders, and we have a trade discount 5,700 minus 10%. So 5,700 minus 10% trade discount, so we'll get 5,130. Now coming to the next one, which is the next transaction, is January 24th, bought from Naresh. Okay, so you will write the date 24th, name of the supplier is Naresh, there is no trade discount, so I'll write the amount directly 4,060. So if you total, so how much you will get? That is 11,670. So this is the total of your purchases book. Now coming to the next one, purchase returns book. So your format is same as your purchases book, only this column changes. So date, here debit note number. But in your purchases book, it was inward invoice number, and a purchase return, it is debit note number, name of the supplier, ledger folio and amount. Now let us see what are the transactions to be recorded under purchase return. Is January 8th, return to Kushal Traders, and the amount is 280. So you will write January 8th, name of the supplier is Kushal Traders, and the amount is 280. Next is, if you see the next one, which is the other transaction, is January 20th. So return outward. Outward means we are returning it back. So name of the supplier is Kunal Traders, but the amount is 1,000 and we have a trade discount of 10%. So 1,000 minus 10%. So let's see, 20th, 123, Kunal Traders, 1,000 minus 10%, that is 900. So if you total, it is 1,180. There are no other transactions to be recorded in your purchase returns book. Now coming to the next one, sales book. So what is the format of sales book? Date. In your purchase book, it is inward invoice number, and a sales book, it is outward invoice number. And a purchase book, it is name of the supplier, and a sales book, it is name of the customer. Okay, ledger folio and amount. Same as it is how you have recorded in your purchase book, same way here also you will record, but only sales transactions to be recorded, and wherever there is trade discount, you have to deduct. Now let us see the transactions. Yes, first one itself, goods sold to Sachin. So name of the customer is Sachin and the amount is 5,000. So I'll write the date 1/1/23, Sachin, and the name of amount is 5,000. Next is, after that, yes, January 6th, okay, sold goods to Manish Traders. So we'll write the date and the amount is 2,100. So let's see how we have written. So 6/1/23, Manish Traders, and there is no trade discount, you will write directly. And the next one, after that, which is other transaction, is Jan 15, sold to Sri Chand Brothers, and the amount is 6,600 and we have a trade discount 5%. So 6,600 minus 5%. Okay, so let's see how we have recorded. 15th, Sri Chand Brothers, 6,600 minus 5%. So it is 6,720. Next one, which is other transaction. Yes, we have here January 30th, sold to Mukesh. That is how much? 3,300. And there is no trade discount. You will write the date and name of the customer. 30th, 123, Mukesh, and the amount is 3,300. Now we will total everything so that your total is 16,670. Okay, so this is the total of your sales book. Coming to the next type of subsidiary book, that is sales return. Same as your sales book, but your second column changes. In your sales book, it is outward invoice number. Here you have to write credit note number. Okay, so date, credit note number, name of the customer, ledger folio and amount. Now let us see what are the transactions to be recorded under sales return. Yes, Jan 7th, Sachin returned goods 600. So how do you write? Jan 7th, name of the customer is Sachin and the amount is 600. And the next one, the other sales return, yes, we have 29th, Chand Brothers returned goods to us, which means that it is sales return. So you'll write the date, name of the customer is Chand Brothers and the amount is 500 rupees. So 29th, Sri Chand Brothers and the amount is 500. Next one, yes, we have last transaction, Mukesh returned goods, that is also a sales return. So I'll write the date, January 31st, and the name of the customer is Mukesh and the amount is 300. So date, name of the customer Mukesh and the amount. Now we will total, the total of sales return book is 1,400. Now if you see here, we have recorded all the transaction except this one. So which has to be recorded in journal proper because it is credit purchase of asset. So furniture is an asset, so credit purchase of asset. So you have to record in the journal proper, where the format of journal proper is exactly as journal only. So how do you write? So what is the journal entry? Furniture purchased from Tarun. So your entry will be furniture comes in. So furniture account data from whom? Tarun. So furniture account data to Tarun's account, and the amount is 3,200. So let's see how we have recorded here. You'll write the heading journal proper. You'll draw the format of journal, date, particulars, ledger folio, debit and credit. So you'll write the date 26/1/23. Furniture account data to Tarun's account, being furniture purchased from Tarun on credit. You'll write the amount. So hope you are clear about it. So what are the relevant subsidiary books you have to prepare? Purchase book, sales book, purchase return, sales return and journal proper. And depends upon the problem. Normally, they'll ask all these 5 subsidiary books for 12 marks. So hope you are clear about this problem. Now coming to the next one. So 30th problem, this is a problem on your bank reconciliation statement. Okay, so let's see the problem. Very easy problem. Just you have to easily identify which are the transactions to be added as well as deducted. So from the following particulars, prepare bank reconciliation statement as on 31st March 2023. So when you see a problem, here itself you will identify which are the items to be added, transactions to be added, and which are the transactions to be deducted, so that half of your problem is solved. Okay. So when you see a problem, first you have to identify the base book. See the first transaction itself. Bank balance as per passbook they have given. So passbook is what? Now in this question, so there are only 2 books in your bank reconciliation statement, passbook as well as cash book. Now if they would have given bank balance as per cash book, then cash book is the base book. But here in this question they have given bank balance as per passbook. So which would be the base book? Passbook is the base book. Okay, so this is the base book. So if you identify the base book, that's very easy to solve the problem, and it will be directly given in the question also. Now see the second transaction, check issued but not presented for payment. So I have told you actually there are 2 books, cash book and passbook. Now this is cash book and this is passbook. So what does the sentence mean? Check issued but not presented for payment. So check issued means what? That is, check has been given to somebody but it is not been known to the bank. So this is cash book. This is passbook. When you write a check and give to somebody, so what happens? Your bank balance as per cash book decreases. Now which is my base book? Passbook is my base book throughout the problem. So I have to make adjustment to cash book. So what I have to do? Minus. So your second transaction is what? Minus. Next, check paid into bank but not collected by the bank. So when you pay check into bank, which means that you have deposited. Correct? Now this is cash book and this is passbook. Base is what? Passbook throughout the problem. When you deposit, what will show? It will show more balance in your cash book, but it is not presented for payment. In the sense, bank have not collected. So your base book is passbook. You have to adjust to your cash book. So what you have to do? Add. Okay. If you are getting confused, you can go through the regular classes, usual classes of this bank reconciliation statement, so that you will find it easy. Next, interest on investment amounting to rupees 1,500 appeared only in the passbook. So interest on investment is what? It is an income. But where it has been appeared? Only in the passbook. Now this is cash book, this is passbook, base is what? Cash book. Interest on investment appeared only in passbook. In the sense, passbook balance have increased. Now which is my base? Passbook is my base. So I have to adjust to cash book. So what I have to do? Minus. So this is minus. Next one, direct deposit into bank by a customer. Of course, when a customer directly deposited into bank, my passbook balance have increased. My base is passbook now. I have to adjust to cash book. So what I have to do? Minus. Next one, interest on bank deposit 4,300 credited in the passbook. Again, credited means what? Increased in passbook. So my bank balance have increased in passbook. My base is passbook now. I have to adjust to cash book. What I have to do? Minus. Next one, bank charges debited in passbook only. Credited means increased. Debited means what? Decreased. Now where it has decreased? In the passbook. So passbook bank charges have debited. So it has decreased. My base is passbook. So I have to adjust to cash book. What I have to do? add. So only 2 transactions to be added, rest all the transaction has to be deducted. Now see here how we have to record in your bank reconciliation statement. So I'll write the heading bank reconciliation statement as on 31st/3/2023 and the format is, so you will have a blank column where you will write add as well as less and particulars and to amount column. Now write the first transaction, bank balance as per passbook 40,000. So as it is you will write bank balance as per passbook 40,000 but in the second column. Okay, so not in the inner column, you will write in the outer column. Okay, now you will write the transaction. So how to write the transaction? The transactions to be added. So here you will write add. So which are the transactions to be added here? That is C as well as G. You will write the sentence as it is and you will write the amount in the inner column. So you will write the sentence of C, you will write the sentence of G and write the amount in the inner column. So check paid into bank but not collected by the bank 6,000. Bank charges debited in the passbook only 300. Now add these two and write in the outer column it is 6,300. Now bank balance as per passbook plus 6,300 it will be 46,300. Next what you will do, you will write the less items. You will write all the less items, that is B, D, E and F. Write the sentence as it is, write all the amount in the inner column. So B, D, E and F. So 7,000, 1,500, 2,000 and 4,500. Add all these and write in the outer column so that you will get 14,800. Now 46,300 minus 14,800 you will get 31,500. So only this much. While reading the transaction itself, you have to identify. First thing you have to identify is which is the base book. Then what are the transactions to be added as well as deducted. Okay. Now you will get the answer bank balance as per cash book. If you have begin the problem with bank balance as per passbook, your answer will be bank balance as per cash book. So how much it is now? 31,500. Suppose if you would have begin the problem with bank balance as per cash book, your answer will be bank balance as per passbook. So whatever they give the base book, just you have to make the add as well as less. So you have to make the adjustment and write here. So if the base book was cash book, then you have to adjust your cash book to passbook. Okay. So you can go through the sessions of your regular classes, of my regular classes, so that you can clearly understand bank reconciliation statement. Very easy problem and very easy to score also 12 marks. Okay, so this is about the question. Now moving on to the 31st question. This is a question on depreciation. Okay, so depreciation. Now see the question. On 1/4/2019, Shashi Company Limited purchased a machinery costing rupees 45,000 and spent 5,000 for its installation. Now, while reading the problem itself, so we shall write roughly so that it will be easy for you to record the entries in your machinery account and depreciation account. So when did we purchase a machine? On 1/4/2019. What is the cost of the machine? So machine cost was 45,000 and 5,000 was its installation charges. So 45,000 plus 5,000. So that is equal to rupees 50,000. This is the cost of the machine which we have purchased on 1/4/2019. On 30th/3/2021. So this is the first year. First year begin from 1/4/2019 to and the year ending will be 31st/3/2020. This is the first year. So in the first year we have purchased. Now come to the second year. So 1/4/2020 to 31st/3/2021. So for how many years they have asked us to prepare? So they have asked us to prepare for 3 years. So first we shall write the date. Okay. Now coming to your third year, 1/4/21 to 31st/3/22. Now in between let us see what are the transaction had happened. So 1/4/21 we have purchased a machine. Okay. So here we have purchased a machine worth rupees how much? 50,000. Next, read the sentence again. 31st/3/2021, the machinery was sold for rupees 40,000. So here in the second year ending, we have sold the machine for how much? 40,000. So by seeing the amount itself, we can tell that 50,000 we purchased and for 40,000 we sold. So it is under loss. But it is not like that. You have to deduct the depreciation and check whether it is actual profit or actual loss. Okay, so hope you are clear about it. Again, on 1/4/21, in the third year beginning, the new machinery was bought for rupees 85,000. So this is machine 2 then. So for how much we have bought? For 85,000. Then what they have told? So depreciation was charged 10%. So your depreciation is how much? 10% per annum. And a straight line method. So we have to follow straight line method. You have to be careful. You have to identify which method we have to follow. In this problem, it is straight line method. Accounts are closed on 31st March every year. Of course, we have written the accounts are closed or the financial year have closed on 31st March every year. And they have asked us to prepare machinery account and depreciation account for 3 years. So first you have to see how many years we have to prepare. For that many years we have to write the date, and while reading the problem we have to identify what had happened in that particular year. Whether we have purchased or whether we have sold. So that you have to mention like this, so that it will be easy to record the transaction. Now we shall see the solution. We'll write the name of the company, Shashi Company Limited, and we are preparing machinery account. And the machinery account, the format of your ledger. Okay, so what is the format? You have debit as well as credit side. Under debit side, you have date, particulars, ledger folio, amount, date, particulars, ledger folio and amount. So come to the first year. We have purchased here. So we shall record it as 1/4/2019 to bank account 45,000 plus installation charges 5,000, that is 50,000. So in the first year, anything had happened in between other than purchase? No, which means that your first machine was there for the full year. So you have to calculate depreciation for full year. So 31st/3/20 by depreciation account 50,000 into 10%, that will be 5,000. Now balance both the side, debit side it is 50,000, credit side it is only 5,000. So you will get a balancing figure of 45,000 which has to be carried down for the next year. So 31st/3/2020 by balance carried down 45,000. So we are done with the first year. Now come to the second year. First bring down the balance. 1/4/2020. To balance brought down 45,000. Now let us see in the second year what had happened. Yeah, we sold the machine at the end of the year. Correct? So first calculate the depreciation. Since the machine was there for the full year, so from the beginning of the year till the machine is been sold, we have to calculate the depreciation. So we will calculate the depreciation because end of the year we sold. So we will calculate depreciation at the end of the year. Suppose if the machine was sold in between on that particular date, you have to calculate the depreciation by taking the month. Okay, so in this question it is there till the end of the year. So we'll calculate the depreciation at the end. So by depreciation account, since it is a straight line method, we'll calculate on the original cost of value of the machine. So 50,000 into 10%, it is 5,000. Then what had happened? You have to record the entry for machine sold. So at what price we sold the machine? For 40,000. So 31st/3/21 by bank account sold. How much? 40,000. Now see whether the machine is being sold on profit or loss. So in the first year, the value of machine was 50,000 minus first year depreciation is 5,000. Second year depreciation is 5,000. Correct? 5,000 and 5,000. So now how much you'll get? That is 50 minus 5 minus 5. So 50 minus 10,000, that is 40,000. So at exact value they have sold, there is no profit or no loss. So I'll write by bank account the sales value 40,000. So in this problem there is no profit or loss. So it will balance both the side. 45,000 and 45,000. No balance carried down because the business or the machine will not continue for the next year because it is completely sold. So hope you are clear about it. Now coming to the third year, on 1/4/21 we purchased a new machine for 85,000. So 1/4/21 to bank account, this is of machine 2, 85,000. And in the third year nothing had happened. So it was there till the end of the financial year. In the sense it continued. Correct? So you have to calculate depreciation and the machine was there for the full year. So calculate depreciation for full year in the next year ending, that is 31st/3/22 by depreciation account 85,000 into 10%, that is 8,500. Now balance both the side. Here it is 85,000. In the credit side, it is only 8,500. So you will get a balancing figure of 76,500. So since the mission continues, you have to bring down the balance and stop the problem. That is 1422 to balance brought down 76,500. So hope you are clear about it. Very easy machinery account. Just you have to write these dates so that you will find it more easy. Next, they have asked us to prepare depreciation account. Once machinery account is prepared, it is easy to prepare depreciation account because all the entries keeps on repeating here. Now see here, where do we have depreciation account? Here. And what is the date? 31st/3/20. And the amount is 5,000. So how do you transfer to machinery account? So in your depreciation account, 31st/3/20 to machinery account 5,000. Now this 5,000 has to be transferred to profit and loss account. On the same day, by profit and loss account 5,000. It will balance on both the sides. Next here, second year. So the date is 31st/3/21 and the amount is 5,000. So to machinery account 5,000 by profit and loss account 5,000. Balance both the side. Now coming to your third year. So it is how much? 31st/3/22 and the depreciation amount is 8,500 in the third year. So to machinery account 8,500 and by profit and loss account 8,500. So this is how you have to record your 12 marks solution where you have to prepare your machinery account and depreciation account. So hope you are clear about it. Now coming to the next problem, that is your last problem of your question paper. Prepare final account. So it is a problem on final accounts where you have to prepare trading, profit and loss account and balance sheet. So prepare final accounts for the year ending 31st March 23 from the trial balance and the adjustments given below. So they have given us the trial balance. Here itself we shall identify where we have to record in our final accounts. So already we have seen a problem where trading account has to be prepared. So what type of transactions you will record in your trading account? So it starts from to opening stock, to purchases, to all direct expenses in the debit side, and in the credit side by sales less returns by closing stock. And in the balance sheet and in P&L account you will record all the indirect expenses and indirect income so that you will get net profit or net loss. Next will be your balance sheet where you will write all the capital items. Now let us see here itself what are the transactions to be recorded where, either in trading account, P&L account or in the balance sheet. Now come to the first one, drawings and capital. It comes under balance sheet. Opening stock, it comes under trading account. Purchases and sales in trading account. Debtors and creditors in the balance sheet. So salary, it is an indirect expense, so P&L account. Bad debts, so it comes under P&L account. Printing and stationery, P&L account. Wages, so it is a direct expense, so trading account. Postage, indirect expense, P&L account. Next, bills receivable and bills payables, balance sheet. Furniture, balance sheet. Cash in hand, balance sheet. Bank overdraft, it's a liability, balance sheet. Machinery, balance sheet. Commission received, so P&L account. Advertisement, P&L account. Next, all the items in the trial balance should come once in your solution and these adjustments should come twice in your solution. Now closing stock, where do we record? Once in trading account and once in balance sheet. Depreciate machinery at 5% and furniture at 10%. So once you will record in your P&L account and once in the balance sheet. Next, create provision for doubtful debts, 5% on debtors and discount on debtors at 2%. So it comes under P&L account and balance sheet. So hope you are clear about it. So we shall directly solve the problem. So you will write the heading trading and profit and loss account for the year ending 31st/3/2023. So you will have debit as well as credit side. Under debit side you will write expenses or losses, amount, revenue or gain, amount. So we'll start with to opening stock. So opening stock is 13,200. Again two purchases. So two purchases amount is 40,000. We don't have, so we shall see whether we have returns. We don't have returns. So you can write it directly. Two purchases 40,000. And which are the direct expenses? Yes, we have wages 1,000. And there is no adjustment on wages. So you can write it directly. Two wages 1,000. Now coming to your credit side, we have sales, correct? So this is sales amount. So by sales and there is no returns. So we'll write by sales 60,000 and closing stock they have given here. By closing stock 10,300. Now balance both the side. So here it is 70,300 minus 40,000 minus 1,000 minus 13,200. You'll get a balancing figure of 16,100. So your credit side is more than debit side. So it is what? Gross profit carried down. Hope you are clear about it. Now bring down that gross profit first. By gross profit brought down 16,100. Now you will write all the indirect expenses. So we shall start with salary 500. There is no adjustment. So write directly. So salary 500. Then bad debts. So we have bad debts, that is 300. So bad debts you will write 300, but we have a provision. So provision for doubtful debts. So add provision for doubtful debts. So how much they have asked us to prepare? Create a provision for doubtful debt 5% on debtors and discount on debtors at 2%. So provision, that is how much is debtors? So we have debtors how much? 10,000. 10,000 into 5%. So we'll get 500, that is 800. Then what you have? So printing and stationery 1,200, postage we have 800. So write all that. Printing and stationery 1,200, postage 800. Then we have commission received. Commission received should be recorded in the credit side. Commission received 1,500. Then what are the other P&L account? Yeah, we have advertisement. How much? 3,000. So advertisement 3,000. Now all the items in the trial balance are done. Now see the adjustments. So closing stock once we have recorded. Depreciation we have to record 5% on machinery and 10% on furniture. So how do we write? To depreciation on machinery 18,000. They have given the amount in the trial balance. 18,000 into 5% 900. Furniture 7,500 into 10% 750. Overall it is 1,650. Next we have provision to be created for doubtful debt at 5% on debtors and discount on debtors. So 5% on debtors already done. Now let us see discount on debtors. To provision for discount on debtors. So 10,000 was debtors minus 500 is what? This provision. So this provision you have to record minus 500. So 9,500 into 2%. So it will be how much? 190. Then you will balance both the side. So when you balance both the side, you will get a balancing figure of how much? 9,460. Okay. So here it is 17,600 minus all these, you will get a balancing figure of 9,460. So your credit side is more than debit side. So what it is? It is a net profit carried down. So this is a balancing figure where you have to show in the balance sheet. Now come to here, balance sheet as on, that is as at 31st/3/2023. So your format is liabilities, amount, assets and amount. Now whatever the items we have left in the trial balance, capital items you have to take here. Now let us see one by one. Yes, drawings and capital. So this is drawings and 30,000 is capital. So let's see how we have to record. So capital 30,000, add net profit what you got 9,460 minus drawings. So drawings is how much? It is 5,000. So add capital, add net profit minus drawings. So I'll get 34,460. Next what you have? Yes, balance sheet, debtors and creditors. For debtors, we have certain adjustment. This is debtors amount and 8,500 is creditors. So we shall write the creditors first. Creditors 8,500. Now coming to your debtors, we have provision for doubtful debts 500, discount of rupees 190. So both you have to minus. So debtors is 10,000, provision for doubtful debts 500 minus discount. So it is 9,310. Now coming to the next one. So which is the next item, debtors and creditors are done. Next we have bills receivable and bills payable. Bills receivable is an asset, bills payable is liability. So you will write bills receivable and bills payable. So bills receivable, that is 3,000 and bills payable is liability 3,000. Next we have furniture 7,500, but there is a adjustment, depreciation. So you have to minus depreciation. So how do you write? Furniture 7,500 minus depreciation 750, it is 6,750. Next what you have? Cash in hand. So cash in hand is an asset. So you have to write cash in hand. So furniture done. Cash in hand, how much? 1,500. Next, we have bank overdraft. Bank overdraft is a liability, so you have to record in the liability side. So bank overdraft 2,000. Next, after that you have machinery, but we have a depreciation, so you have to deduct that depreciation. So machinery 18,000 less depreciation 900, so it is 17,100. So we are done with all the items in the trial balance. Now let us see whether all the adjustment have written twice. Closing stock we have written only once in your trading account. So once it comes under the balance sheet in the asset side. So we shall record that. Closing stock, how much? 10,300. Then depreciation we are done twice. Provisions are done. Now we have to balance both the side where your total of assets should be equal to total of liability. So if you add, you will get 47,960 on both the sides. So hope you are clear about this balance sheet. So how many questions they have asked for 12 marks? 6 questions. One is on journal, next is on double column cash book, next is on relevant subsidiary books, and the fourth problem was on bank reconciliation statement, and next problem, that is one more problem is on depreciation, and the last problem was on final accounts where you have to prepare trading profit and loss account and balance sheet. So out of 6 questions, you are going to answer only 3. So my dear students, hope you have understood today's session. See you all in my next session with a new topic. Till then, take care. Thank you.